Welcome to Selena Yoga Jams. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Selena. In today's practice, we'll be working quite a bit with the hips, the core, and finding that inner steadiness. If you have blocks, they could come in handy, especially for the end. We might do a Shavasana with the corner of the blocks coming inside the two protruding parts of the base of the skull, just to open that up and get the spinal fluid flowing really easily up and down. If you don't have blocks, don't worry about it. You can just do a regular Shavasana and use a chair or the floor for the other poses. So I hope you have a great class. Thank you so much for being here. Please consider subscribing. And if you'd like to give me a little extra love, a donation on coffee would be much appreciated. Take care. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth a few times. And taking this time to give ourselves whatever we might need. So if that's movement, or sitting quietly, or if there's a part of the body that needs a little massage, whatever it is. Let's invite ourselves to settle. Just noticing the sounds around us. Feeling the weight of the body, all the parts of the body touching the earth. Feeling the natural movement of breath. Feeling whatever's present. So I'll take another 5, maybe 10, just relaxed breaths, just sitting, being here. Okay, let's add some movement so we can turn the palms face down. As we inhale, let the arms float up. Just about shoulder-ish level, and then we exhale, float them down. We can flex the wrists or not, whatever. The important thing is to find the sensation as the breath moving the body. So go at your own pace. As always, let's see if we can relax into it a little more. And with the next inhalation, let's keep the arms up. Just open up like shoulder level and kind of start to pull the fingertips towards the walls. I have my palms facing forward, but whatever feels good. And we'll do our heart twist, but make it like a more gentle version. So we'll start bringing the palms together in front of the body, and then we trace one arm as we start to twist. Bring the hand all the way to the heart. Come back to center, tracing the arm. Go to the other side. Okay, we'll come back to center. Let's interlace the hands. Bring the backs of the hands to the heart. Inhale here. Exhale, we'll push the hands forward, round the back. And we'll just do that a couple more times. So we'll inhale to the chest, straighten up. Exhale, push and round. So go at your own pace. One more. So we'll come back to center, release the arms, give the arms a little break. We'll just turn the head. Breathe through it any way that feels good. Let the body join the movement as much as it wants to. Okay, we'll come back to center, hands behind the hips, put the feet on the floor. Let's give ourselves that little knee massage really quick. Just circling. Change direction. And get the backs of the knees too. Okay, so we'll just toss the legs side to side so the hands can come behind. Just go one side and then the other. We could keep the hands on the floor, or we could bring the arm with us. That way we get into a little more of a twist. Okay, we'll land one side, whatever side, it doesn't matter. Take a couple breaths. And then before we hold the twist, the back leg, we'll see if we can inhale, lift the knee up. Exhale, bring it down. So just getting into that back hip. So we inhale up, exhale down, just as high as it's comfortable. It could be very small. Or if it's very comfortable, you could kind of like rock out and then rock back. Whatever. So another 2 or 3. Okay, now we'll bring both hands next to either side of the front knee. We'll do a little forward bend as long as it feels okay. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, walk the hands forward and just go down as much as it feels good. If you can, support the head with your own hands or a block. We'll take 5 breaths. When you're ready, come back up. And we'll just go side to side a few times before landing on the other side. When you're ready, land on the other side. And then same thing, that back leg. We see if we can inhale the knee up, exhale, bring it down. Couple more. Okay, knee down. We put the hands either side of the front knee or, wherever is comfortable. We just get ourselves facing to the side. Inhale, lengthen. And then with the exhale, walk forward. Find a spot that feels good and see if you can relax into it for 5 breaths. Okay, when you're ready, inhale, come up. Come back to center. Let's do a quick boat pose. I'll just go on the side so you can see me better. So knees come together. We lengthen through the spine, keep the chest open. Lean back, maybe the heels can come up. And then we can see if we can lift one leg or both legs. And keeping the knees squeezing together. You could also keep the toes on the floor, eh? Find what works for today. We can keep the hands behind the thighs or come out. We'll try for 5 breaths, see what happens. If you're super comfortable, you could also straighten the legs. 2 more. Okay, let's release. We'll come onto all fours. So the usual, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's warm up the spine a bit more. Cat cows. Inhale, crown and tail up. Exhale, round. Go with your breath. Okay, with an inhale, we can come back to center. Make sure we're well supported. Maybe tuck the toes. We'll do our pointer dogs. So we lightly engage the core. So I like to think of the sit bones going down to the knees so the low back is flat. You could also think of your lower ribs going towards the front of the pelvis, like we're closing up the abs, like we're zipping up our abdomen. Okay, so we inhale, extend, opposite leg, opposite arm, and you know you could do just the arm or just the leg. Exhale, come down, and we'll switch sides. So just go with your breath, inhaling as we extend, exhaling as we come back. Doing our best to extend the leg just the same height as the hip, so not like lifting the leg up high. And trying to keep that light engagement of the core. Couple more. Okay, from here, we can take downward facing dog or child's pose, whichever you prefer. 5 breaths. All right, we'll do a couple more mat things. Let's come back to all fours. So again, we'll extend opposite arm, opposite leg, but we'll just hold. So pick a side, it doesn't really matter. We'll hold for a few. Now maybe we can add movement. When we inhale, we can move the arm and the leg to the outside. Exhale, come back into the center line. So a couple more times. We inhale, open up. Exhale, come back in. Okay, back to the center. Put the hand on the floor. Keep the back leg long. Put the toes on the floor. We're going to turn into a side plank. So the knee that's on the floor, that foot, maybe it can go outside the mat. We turn the back foot onto the side, shift our weight, open up. Do whatever feels good with the arm. Sometimes I like to reach and then bend to the elbow. Kind of get into the armpit space. But whatever feels good, just breathe. Okay, once we're happy with the side plank, we come back to all fours. And get ready to do the same thing on the other side. So opposite arm and leg extend. Once you feel ready, we can inhale, open, exhale back to the center. Once you're happy with that, come back to center. Land the hand underneath the shoulder. Land the toes on the floor, so keep the leg that was up long. The knee that's on the floor, you could stick those toes outside the mat. We turn the back foot down. Open up the arms, so we're in a side plank. And then you find what feels good. If you want to add some movement, or if you just want to hold it steady, that's fine too. All right, once you're happy with that, come back to all fours. We'll lower knees, chest, chin, so we can either step the knees back or step the hands forward. Shift the weight forward, head and tail up, inhale. Exhale, dip the heart. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog or child's if you prefer. 4, 5. Another couple breaths. Okay, so we'll get ready to do Warrior 2. We'll do something similar to yesterday. So Warrior 2, triangle, those kinds of things. So if you know you need blocks, just make sure they're by the top of the mat. And then we'll step a foot forward. I'll be using my right leg, but whatever it's easier for you. So we can inhale up, do a 3-legged dog. Exhale, foot between the hands. We'll go right into a Warrior 2, so we'll bring the back foot down and swivel up. As usual, we stack ourselves hips under the shoulders, knee over the ankle. Have the arms wherever feels good, and get the legs strong like we're ripping our mats apart. About 3 more breaths. Okay, we'll add a little flow to it. So we'll inhale here in the Warrior 2. We'll exhale, straighten the leg and reach. So just like the start of the triangle. When we're ready to inhale, we come back to center, bend the knee, Warrior 2. We exhale, straighten and like glide. So go with your breath. If you want to do extra breaths, that's fine. If the arms are tired, they can always go on the hips, no problem. Okay, the next time we glide, let's make it to go into triangle for real. So once you glide as much as possible, drop the hand, find a comfortable position for the back hand. And as usual, about 10 breaths. So get it into a really nice, comfortable triangle. So support yourself on your leg or the block. Remember, if you look down, you want your leg to be right under the head. And you can always go higher up on your thigh, no problemo. Breathing with a low belly. Okay, we'll prepare to come out of it. We'll go into half moon. So we bend the front knee, grab the block like an arm's distance forward, walk the back foot in, shift the weight, see if we can lift. Do our best stacking hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder. Top arm, the hand can stay on the hip or you can come up, whatever's more comfortable for today. All right, we'll come out of it by going into Uttanasana, standing forward fold. So we'll bring the foot down next to the other foot. Bend the knees, just relax in the forward bend for 2 or 3. And then when you're ready, hands on the shins or thighs. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold. Hands to earth. Just step it back to plank, one foot then the other. We can hold the plank just a couple breaths. Do that core engagement again. And when you're ready, bring it down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. 5 breaths before the other side. You can always add movement or not. All right, we'll get ready for warrior 2. So you find your way to get the other foot forward. If it feels good, we can inhale the leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale the foot towards the hands. Turn the back foot down. Find our balance, our steadiness, and swivel up. So any kind of adjustments we might need to do, now's a good time to do them. And we start just holding the warrior 2. All right, we'll add our little flow inhale here. Exhale, straighten the leg, glide towards your triangle. And then just go with your breath, inhaling back into warrior 2. Exhaling into the glide. Okay, the next time we glide, let's go into triangle for real. So find the triangle that feels good for today. Again, make sure it's comfortable because it's 10 breaths. Find a comfy position for the head. Let's tuck in our lower ribs. Breathe with a low belly. Okay, we'll start to transition into half moon. So let's bend that front leg, grab our block, put it an arm's length ahead, walk the back foot in. I like the back hand on the hip, but whatever's good for you. We shift, see if we can lift. Stack hips and shoulders. Do whatever we want with the top arm. Looking down's best for balance, and of course we breathe. Okay, when you're ready, bring it down to a standing forward fold. Take a couple breaths. then from here, let's go into a wide leg forward bend. So we could step one leg back or open the feet apart, however you want to do it. Just get into wide legs. Have at least one block with you. So somewhere where you could have the hands supported and the back flat. Perfect. So 2 or 3 breaths just in the forward bend. You could either be holding the back 90 degrees or you could be going forward, whichever feels better. And then let's add our rotations. So you could use the block or not. One hand comes in the middle. The other arm, as we always do, we inhale, open up. Exhale, dip down. So we'll just do the same arm. We'll do about 10-ish. Go with your breath. Last 2. And when the arm comes down, let's just switch sides. So that hand goes to the center. Other arm, inhale, open it up. Exhale down. Work with your breath. Okay, when the hand comes down, both hands down. So you can stay with a flat back or you could fold completely. Just relax in the forward bend. About 3-ish breaths. Okay, we'll prepare to come out of it. So the way that feels best for you, we could bring the hands to the hips, come up halfway, take a little pause, and then come up all the way. Whatever makes sense. Let's walk the feet together, or you could do a little jump. Okay, so I want to do a hip and a quad stretch, but it requires a little more support. So if you have a wall or a chair, something you can grab onto, you could try to do it without a support, but it would be better with a support. So I found this online. It's called the 5-minute quad stretch. So they suggest doing it for 5 minutes, but that's inconceivable to me at this moment. But we'll just do it for as long as it goes, see how it works. Okay, so we hold on to a support, the other leg, we pick up, grab the foot. So this part we know, we've done this before. The next part, we'll see if we can bring the knee forward and then bring it back. And then just keep going forward and back. Go on the side so you can see me a little better. So for sure, we'll get to a point where it feels like a little sticky, like a little uncomfortable. So the next time we get to that point, let's hang out there. And now we'll see if we can bring the leg out to the side, back down. We'll aim for 5 times, but don't worry about it too much. Okay, now the next time the leg is out to the side, let's see if we can rotate it out and in. Can you tell? So it's like from the hip, rotating out, rotating in. One more. Okay, so now still at that place where it's a little sticky. This one's a bit harder to show. So think of your hip. Think of your hip going up and then down. So just the hip, yeah, like you're lifting up from your hip and then dropping from your hip. So 2 more. Okay, so now we start the whole thing again. So we go forward and back a couple times. So maybe we notice if we can go back a teeny bit more. So we find another sticky place wherever it is. And then from there we go out to the side, back in. Okay, staying out, we rotate in and out. So like this way, think of your hip going out and in. 2 more. Okay, then we try to bring it back to where the sticky place was and see if we can lift up that hip, lower it down, so up and down. So it's like your hips get uneven and then uneven downwards. Okay, and then just one last time we can go forward and back. Notice if maybe we can go back a little more. Last one. Whew, and then shake it out. So I don't know how it's for you. For me, it's really a workout also on my standing leg. It's pretty intense. So shake it out. So I'm nowhere near being able to do that for 5 minutes. But maybe it's something we can work on if we like it. Okay, so we'll do the other side. So just, I hope it's clear. So the movements, it's side, out to the side, out to the side. The second one is rotating out and in. So it's like rotating the hip like this. And then the last one is lifting the hip, lowering the hip, trying to just do that side. I know it's a bit confusing, but we do our best. You can feel there's work going on, so be happy with whatever there is. Okay, so we start forward, back. Do it a few times. And we find the point that's like a little sticky, a little uncomfortable. We try to pause there, go up and down. So opening up, closing. Then from the open position, we rotate in, rotate out. Okay, then we lift that hip, lower the hip. All right, we go back to forward, back. And however you're doing it, don't worry about it. We're working on our balance. We're working on the hips. Okay, find your second point wherever it is. Out to the side and down. Okay, keep the open position. Rotate in and out. And then the hip lifts and drops. And then we come back to going forward and back a couple times. See if maybe we can go back a little more. And release. Whew. So if you need to give a little slap massage, that standing leg to the back, whatever, feel free. We can take the support away. And as always, if that's something you like, it could make a good, like a standing break. All right, let's get into the hips even more. We'll open up the feet. Little bend in the knees, rub the hands together. Get back into the breath. Let's separate the hands. Inhale, move the palms in. Exhale, move the palms out. As much or as little feels good, go with your breath. Okay, hands to the lower back. Give ourselves a little massage. It's warming up all the muscles, the kidneys. And then we'll keep the hands on the low back, keep the knees bent, do our hip circles. Change direction. Come back to center, open up the arms, we'll do our twists. So find the relaxation, find the lift through the base of the skull, through the crown. We inhale, fill up. Exhale, twist whatever direction you want. Remember, you can move the feet, squeezing out. And go at your own pace, inhaling center. Exhaling with the twist and squeeze. Okay, come back to center when you're ready. We can gather up that energy, step the foot in. Hold it next to the armpits. Exhale, push down. Okay, we'll get ready to come down to the mat. So if you have stuff you want to grab for Shavasana, if you need a drink of water, go ahead. We can do it again, do the Shavasana with the blocks as long as that feels good. But you know, sometimes something works one day and it doesn't the other day. So if it feels uncomfortable, you just take them away. We want to be comfortable. All right. So we can get our blocks ready if you're using them. So just a reminder, they're like this. The little corners go inside those little protrusions at the base of the skull. And before going into it, I like taking the time just to feel those little bones that stick out. One, it gives you a better sense of the distance. That can help you with your measurement. And then two, we know where we're going and we know what we're looking for. Also, it's relaxing just giving them a massage. Of course, if there's anything else your body needs before going into this position, like if you want to do your twists first, please feel free. And then when you're ready, settle on in. And remember, you can have your legs bent or straight. Whatever feels good for today. Take the time to get into it because that's the most important part. If you're not sure you've got it, you can always lift the head, feel the bones, come back into the block, see if it matches up. And a reminder, if it gets uncomfortable, well, one, you could put the blanket or the mat on top of the blocks. But two, in general, if it gets uncomfortable, just take the blocks away. We want to make sure we get a good Shavasana. Okay, so let's let the head get heavy. And invite ourselves to relax. Let everything go. relax very, 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 very gently. Start to wake the body mind. And if we still have the head on blocks, we can just gently move the blocks away. Maybe just move the head side to side a few times. When you feel ready, give yourself a full body stretch. Once you're nice and stretched, take the knees to the chest. We'll do two things before we get up. Let's do our knee pumps, hands on knees. Inhale the knees away. Exhale, pull them into the chest. Go at your own pace. Okay, we can keep knees to chest. Open up the arms, do some twists. Any version you like. And the next time the legs go to the right, we can roll all the way onto the right side. Support the head. Take a couple breaths. And then use the strength of the arms to sit up. Make our way into a comfortable seated position. And we'll just take a moment with ourselves before we close. Maybe we can place the hands low belly, upper chest. Or if you prefer just the hands on the knees, that's fine. Let's relax into ourselves, into the natural movement of breath, into all that is. If there's anything we may need, more energy, courage, strength, whatever, we can take this opportunity to give it to ourselves. Before closing our practice, maybe we can go on a quest for gratitude. Just look for things to be grateful for. Name them inside ourselves. Connecting with that feeling of gratitude. And including ourselves, thanking ourselves for literally anything. Okay, we'll close our practice by bringing our hands into prayer. Taking the time to honor, acknowledge the light, the love, the wisdom within ourselves, within each other, and within all. Honoring the divine within ourselves as well as the divine within each other. We can do a little bow if it feels good. Oh, thank you so very, very much.